Hi, I'm Wilford Brimley, and I have diabetes. It hurts me to pee, and it causes me to be short with my family. I can't sleep at night. The other day, I stubbed my toe and took it out on the dog. And 2 weeks ago, I ran out of vanilla ice cream and struck my wife. And then I find out my wife's been dead for 6 years. Who the hell did I hit? This.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while. It's been a second. Life goes, and life is busy and crazy, but we are coming back to the third installment of Diabeetus Dynasty here on the Rushmore Sports Addict channel, and I'm going to be breaking down, once again, our boy Willie Dubs taking Florida State in. A little bit of a premise to kind of set this episode up here is we're going to be trying out a little bit of something new, try a new commentary style, just because, well, it's been a rough go, and hopefully the good luck and the switch-up can give us some good luck and switch up. So we're going to dig right into the video here as we are starting off with Florida State beating Florida Atlantic University 33-17, improving us to 3-7 on the year. With 7 losses, we do not have bowl contention. So pretty much at this point, the rest of the year is we're going to look to screw up Florida season. That's not a game I'm going to jump into, not something I'm going to waste my time with, but we're going to hopefully see that Florida season can go through. But we did get a couple of recruits to commit to us there. Signed a good 3-star prospect. We won a game, getting some experience points for our boy here, Willie Dubs. So coming in, number 4 Florida. They're 9-2. Looking at it, B+ all the way around, much better team than we are. We're just going to go ahead and advance it. Let's rip the Band-Aid off, see what happens, because we could win. Maybe. There's no chance in hell that we're winning, but hey, 7-23. I feel like that's respectable. That's not too shabby, eh? So yeah, we had Jared Dokes out of Cincinnati winning the Heisman, just to kind of flash into that. Sam Ehlinger, who was not supposed to be in the game, finished second, and then a bunch of running backs. This is something I did notice in a lot of my Dynasty playthroughs, is the modern roster is very preference towards running backs. So we'll see what happens. Amazingly, though, we are safe. In our first year, they're going to kind of give us a little bit of a buffer, a little bit of a break as far as our record goes. Obviously, that doesn't look good considering the year before was the Jameis Winston, national championship year, the 2012. No, this wasn't Jameis. That was somebody else. Fuck it. Whatever. We ain't got no crabs leg stealing quarterbacks on our team at this point, but from 12-2 to 4-8 doesn't look good. But the real Florida State sucks too, so works with the roster. I'm interested to see, though, like what happens as we kind of keep going here, as we keep progressing on, what happens. Like just overall with the roster updates, probably maybe start a new Dynasty series after this one. See what the roster updates are looking like maybe in July, August, September, when the season's actually coming around, because we've had a lot of transfers. I mean, shit, Luke McCaffrey is still on the Huskers, and he's transferred to Louisville and then to Rice since then. So a lot of transfers going on, a lot of hires going on here. We have a lot of coaches, as you're seeing on the screen, different coaches fired. You'll see a lot of coaches from schools lower level schools like Louisiana Tech, Marshall, if their coaches did end up leaving, they usually leave for better jobs. It's usually because someone at a bigger university in Michigan, bigger conference school just kind of fucked up. They got fired. And then this part's kind of coming through here. So see what happens. I think I spent a lot of time. I forgot that Lane Kiffin is at Ole Miss now, so I don't know why I gave so much of a crap when I was doing this. Yep, there we go, Cole. Let's go fast. Yes, all the way through. Once again, stopping on our boy Lane Kiffin. Shout out to the Raiders in the 76-yard field goal he attempted with Sebastian Janikowski. Cost him his job. But hey, nothing says I'm serious about my job like kicking a 76-yard field goal before you get fired. Could you imagine if he would have made that, though? God, that would have been crazy. Whew. Sebastian Janikowski, Seabass. Will Muschamp is at South Carolina. Interesting. Chip Kelly at UCLA. They gave him an extension, I guess, so must be doing good. Shout out to the Chipster, the man who didn't do too good in Philly, but who does? I mean, they hate Doug Peterson, and the man won him a Super Bowl, so shout out to the Philly fans out there. You are the most ungrateful bastards ever. Go tip a car. But yeah, we're moving through here. Let's maybe go down to players leaving, because I just want to see who we're retaining, who we're losing. Be interesting. Who looks like Darian Williamson wants to leave for Duke. That's fine. We have a lot of athletes coming in, so I'm sure we'll have someone fill that receiver spot. Jockey Douglas wants to transfer. We'll try to save him, but Yeah, transfers are so hard to save in this game. I feel like anytime you have a guy who's not like an amazing athlete in college, it's pretty easy to save them from the draft. But on the flip side to that, it's really hard to save a player. It's really hard to save a player from transferring because at that point, when he wants to transfer, he's like, bro, I'm gone. Because in these NCAA rules for the 14 game, you have to sit out a year. And so you don't get to play that next year. To where right now, I mean, transfers are pretty liquid in college football. I know a lot of old school coaches don't like that, but personally, I do. I mean, I'm not saying like, quit on your team and, like go through, but yeah, if you're a freshman, you were promised like playing time or you're a sophomore or something and you want to transfer out and you don't want to wait till you graduated, it's not bad. I'm all for open transfers. So, but we did not get any transfers for ourselves. So we're going to keep on keeping on here. Maybe. All right, so Dustin Jackson, Bo Sullivan, Jeff Gay does not want us. So, yeah, we're pretty much going to go in here, I think, with like 3 or 4 recruits and really have the push towards all of them. So, Dustin Jackson doesn't like us. Like I said, Bo Sullivan, the tight end, he is out. We got Craig Bowers, down there. We're going to cover Craig here in a second. But, yeah, Dustin, we're a little bit too far out to unlock him. But Craig Bowers, is somebody who I believe he's a bigger athlete. And that's kind of hard to find in the athlete department just because most of the athletes, it seems like they go to quarterback, running back, or receiver. He's 6'3", 297, so he's ideally someone we could throw on the offensive line, the defensive line. We already got a solid class coming out, though. David Rogers is a good athlete. Ron Henderson at the end spot. Joey Booker, Chris Lynch, Brian Carter, all in the high 70s. Pete Holloway is going to be an impact player. He's coming in at an 80 at an athlete, so hopefully he can be one of those guys like I've kind of mentioned before that we can shift up the totem pole, maybe bump him to an 81, 82, redshirt him as a freshman, and he'll just be super OP by the time he's a sophomore. So, but overall, solid recruiting class. I think Willie Dubs did good. We're also getting kind of a buffer from the year before, too, when everybody thinks we were 12-2. So, once again, kind of a rebuild, kind of not. I don't know. We'll just keep on keeping on. But Craig Bowers is going to be our main focus here. We are just going to throw all of the juice at Mr. Bowers. And I'm talking, we got points. I wish it went faster as we were going on. Like just all of them. Just how many points do you want to give to Mr. Bowers? We want all the points to go to Mr. Bowers. Just like Don Trump, he just all the points. It's just all the points just to Mr. Bowers. Just give him the points. I don't see what the issue is. We have 10,000 points. Just put 10,000 points towards him. We don't care about anybody else. They'll walk on as athletes anyways. I'm doing the hand motions underneath here if you guys can't see. All right, so recruiting, and surprise, surprise, we got Craig Bowers because we threw the juice at him. So we signed a top 5 class. That is huge. That is huge for our program. Top class in the conference. Getting Craig in. Obviously, that's good. Let's go ahead and take a look and see where we are at class-wise. So jumping in here. So no 5-star prospects, but 9 4-stars and 14 3-stars. We didn't get no 2s, no 1s, no scrubs up in here. We do want no scrubs hanging out the side of their best friend's ride, trying to holler at me for a scholarship, all right? No siree. Drinking a Celsius at 10 o'clock at night because I like pain and suffering. So, yeah, signing day, but pretty good class there. Now we're going to go to some position changes. Hopefully kind of switch it up here. Got Adam Powell, nice little pocket passing quarterback there. So one thing with the athletes, I want to check my quarterback depth. I want to juice it too much up and then have some kid be pissed off after his freshman year because he knows he's not going to play. Wyatt Rector, unfortunate name, but it looks like he might be a better receiver than tight end. We're going to throw him at the fullback position. Brian Carter, ooh, we are heavy at the top. I think we do switch Brian Carter to right guard if I remember right. Yeah, so going through here, Devontae Love-Taylor. Got Ron Henderson, who's got an inside track at that defensive end position for his freshman year. We're really young at the D-end position, though, but we're going to move Josh Griffiths over because he'll actually progress this offseason. Fun fact about the freshmen coming in, they don't progress over your next little segment of the postseason results, or the practice results, training results. Final results, test results. I don't know. I forget the name. Just all the results. Cornerback, we are young and hungry, though. That is going to be definitely a strength for us going forward. Oh, we got a solid kicker combination here. We got Parker Grothus, Alex Mastromano. God, we have an all-American team as far as kicking talent goes. Alex Mastromano. That's a name right there, dog. See, there we go. I told you, Pete Holloway, free safety, 83 overall. That makes him, I mean, a 5-star prospect in my mind. Get a quarterback here, cornerback there. Chris Lynch, running back. It's probably the smart move. And we got TJ Williams here. Ooh, okay, he's going to be a jumper. He's going to be a jumper. 64 to, I mean, 68's not like the best. We'll need him to make some leaps and bounds to actually get some playing time probably by his junior or senior season. But like I said, we'll kind of see. We'll fast forward to some training results. We got Jayshon Corbin's going to lead the pack as our best player, jumping 6 points. Robert Cooper, hell of a senior defensive tackle. That boy is strong with a 97 overall. Moving bodies in the paint. We got Leonard Warner, who's a middle linebacker we just passed by. He's about an 89 overall. The offense is not looking bad, though. We got a solid quarterback, running back combination here. Go Warren Thompson. Dropped the first pass I ever threw to him and then was actually pretty solid the rest of the time. So Cameron McDonald on his way out, 81 overall. He's a respectable dude. Like I said, I do like the youth that we have on this team already because it's like our left tackle's sophomore, junior, sophomore. We got a senior there, but we're going to move Brian Carter over, kind of juice it up a little bit. The defense stays pretty well set. Obviously, we have Ron Henderson on the outside. Defensive tackle and corner are deep on this team, and that's going to be a huge player for us going forward. So let's go to the preseason here. You can always reset your coach's skill tree if you feel like, hey, I maybe screwed up as far as advancing my coach, progressing my coach, making him a better coach. I put too many points into recruiting. I didn't put enough points into recruiting. This is where you can kind of change it. Like I said in the first video, I think we're going to try to specialize in recruiting now in hopes that we can kind of get to that point where we have a great team, and then we'll start being a better gameplay, game day coach. But essentially right here, redshirt the freshman. It's a traditional concept. It sucks, but I don't really have any freshmen besides like Ron Henderson who are ready to start right off the bat. David Rogers, great receiver, 78 overall. He's on the bottom of the depth chart. We're going to give him a little red shirt. He's going to hang out and practice. Do you think Florida State actually throws, because I think they throw black shirts on their quarterbacks. Do you think they actually throw like red shirts on the players? Because one of the colors is red. Maybe blue? So maybe we're blue shirting some folks here. That's it. We're changing it. It's blue shirting. So, yeah, we're going to blue shirt a couple of defensive tackles. Like I said, the depth there is just crazy. My boy KP, Kenny Porter, what up? Danny Broussard will go ahead and pretty much, like I said, we're throwing all of the freshmen. I love you, Petey, but I just want to save your talent for later. Like, he's good enough to play right now, but, I mean, obviously he wouldn't be starting and be probably a special teams player, but also another legendary name in the game, Austin Powers. Yeah, hard hitter indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Pump or no pump, all right? You get that joke. I appreciate you. All right, let's go to the schedule here. We're going to start that one off. Ooh, Florida, Oklahoma State in the kickoff at Cowboy Stadium. Then we got Florida International University. No, we don't. We don't have Florida International. We're going to say, bucket. How is Cincinnati number 5? I don't get that. I don't get that. So, moving on, we got Nebraska, who I sadly lost to last year. That was rather disappointing. Troy, University of Troy. The Troy Trojans, as like there's another name that they could have. Georgia Southern, another non-conf. And then we got Florida to round out the year. Maybe we'll spoil their season this year. Eastern Michigan, shout out my boy Max Crosby of the Las Vegas Raiders. He's from Eastern Michigan. Georgia Southern. Coming on up. I believe this was their first year in the game, and then they just stopped making the game. But shout out to them for making that D1 jump. Go to the depth chart here. Obviously, Jordan Travis, as a junior, he's going to be hands down. I'm going to be our quarterback. We got Chubba Purdy, the freshman. He might have to take some reps later in the year if Jordan gets hurt. A little foreshadowing there. Yeah, we got Warren Thompson, our top receiver. Ontario Wilson, kind of competing with Kendrick Helton there a little bit. Darius Washington, another great player who I think has a bright future in the program. You can always create prospects, pretty much juice this up if you want to know a super duper sleazy way of cheating. What you can do is create a prospect, make him a kicker, make his kicking stats suck, but make everything else awesome. And then when the time comes, just simply switch the position on over to wherever you appreciate him. We're not going to do that here. I'm a man of ethics, and I'm being recorded. So safe to say I may do that in an offline franchise if I just want to feel good about myself and win. We're going to go through here. Frank Williams, Frank the Tank. It's a little bit of a jumper on this list. Corey Lee, Jeff Billings. We're going to get some scouting done here. Bryan Adams, no relation to Bryan Adams, the Canadian singer. I wonder if there's like an all-singer roster. Blake Justice. God. He's got to be a quarterback with that name. Like, I know he's an athlete, but he's got to be a quarterback with the name of Blake Justice. You just have to, you got to feel that name. Just Blake Justice. I don't know what to do after Blake Justice. Like, this is kind of disappointing. Courtney Yates, nice little scooper and jumper there, but I always hate when I look at athletes and I see the throw power like actually populates. I'm like, no, I don't want another quarterback. You're all just going to be quarterbacks. Obviously, switch to another position, but they have a little bit of skill in quarterbacking. I'm like, but you're not playing that in college. Casey Hayes might have to actually recruit a fullback instead of switching a tight end over. Harvey Wood. It's a strong old school name. It's my boy Harvey. We're from the Wood family. Harvey plays tight end, and only tight end. David Curtis, Isaac Richards. I love how they just smorgasbord these names together. Like, it's like, hey, he was a player named Xavier, and then we've also had a Salier. So, Xavier Salier. I'm just waiting for like when the like Chad Benjarvis Green Ellis comes in. Wait, Benjarvis was his first name, so Chad Green Ellis? Yeah. So all the cool names are like actually real names, like Osa Owundakadise, I think it was his name, and defensive tackle for UCLA. Played a little offline franchise at UCLA just to kind of get my juices going before we started videotaping this one, and he was a stud. Yeah, essentially we're just going to kind of throw some money and points at some people. Sean Miller time, the #1 punter in the country. He's from Miami Springs, so obviously we got a little bit of an up track, him being from the state of Florida. Bryant Cooley, we're always going to, juice up our linemen recruits. Linemen and linebackers, things you cannot get enough in this game because, well, they're interchangeable. You can switch them. Any tackle immediately becomes better if he's a guard or a center. It seems like another stupid juice of this game, but Blake Justice, we are definitely going to throw all of the chutzpah at here and try to get him on our team just because that's a name we can market around. Jameis Winston steals crab legs. Blake Justice saves children and kittens from trees. So it's the kind of face Florida State needs to turn a program around. Also, for reference, I don't know if Blake, I can't remember if he plays in or not in the future videos, but it's just a fucking awesome name. So, Eric Brooks, throw some yak at him there. Courtney Yates. I'm going to throw some of the juice here. This is pretty much just a boring, like, little kind of side episode. PWB Trick Shot apparently added me as a friend. That's really cool. Shout out to PWB Trick Shot. I don't know if I probably haven't accepted your friend request. So I just realized that came up on my Microsoft screen. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about. I guess I have a friend request on it. Xbox. That's cool. But yeah, giving Corey Lee some of the juice here. David Curtis. I don't know. We're pretty thick at center. Like, we've got a dump truck at center right now. Like, the boys are just working to see who's starting next year. So, we'll kind of leave that one off. You can always use defensive linemen. Maybe Bradley Brown here is going to, be someone we can recruit. 75 is not a bad overall. Offer Muscali. Chad Alston, Jamie Bennett, Sweetwater, Florida. A lot of Florida players now that we're kind of not that program from last year. So, yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the offseason process here? As far as, obviously we're going into week 1 against Oklahoma State. Hasn't been really all that good sport so far, but things can turn around. I do like the roster going forward. We return our starting quarterback. We return our starting running back from last year. We have guys like Warren Thompson kind of kicking it, doing well for us. So we will see what happens. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another Diabetes Dynasties. I'm Cole Blenner from the Rushmore Sports Addicts, and we're cutting it.